Stories of honor, courage, and sacrifice. They'll be shared and heard across the country starting tomorrow as Canadians pay tribute to our war heroes. Our next guest spent 14 months serving in Korea, and he comes from a proud military family. Douglas Finney, National Vice President of the Korea Veterans Association of Canada, joins us now in studio. And sir, I just want to shake your hand and thank you for taking the time to come down and be with us today.
Thanks,
it's an honor and a privilege. You heard me talk about the fact that I guess some institutions are allowing students to opt out of commemorating Remembrance Day. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
Disrespect for the veterans. That's the big thing I have to say. I think the students have every right. I've had the privilege of going to schools and talking to students. I find it a great way that they learn, but if they want to go to a poppy service, they should have every right to.
Well, you know, we talk about the fact that the schools are giving them this option. I mean, to me, that sounds ridiculous. I mean, everyone wants to blame the kids, but the kids are just pawns in this situation. Why would schools want to do this at this time? It just doesn't seem to make sense.
It really doesn't. I find it hard to understand. I attended a service yesterday morning in Oshawa where 1,500 students were on the field and formed a human poppy, and they had a plane from Trenton come over, helicopter, and take pictures, as well as the local police plane, a helicopter.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it was fantastic.
Which just goes to show you that if you give students the proper direction and the right, I guess, inspiration, they will step behind the movement. We also talked a bit off the top about the fact that Remembrance Day in Canada is not seen as a national holiday. In some places it's considered a provincial holiday. Yeah. But there is a movement afoot to get Remembrance Day considered to be a national holiday. How do you feel about that?
I have mixed emotions. Basically due because sometimes the children don't go anyways. But I have found that going into schools and talking to the students has been very successful. I've been in 11 schools this year for 11 sessions.
Well, then that would lead me to believe that I think it might be beneficial for us to maybe not make it a national holiday, but give it the significance it already does have, a National Day of Remembrance whereby veterans like yourselves can go into the schools and remind these children just why we have the freedoms and rights we have today.
I agree with that 100%. And our Korean senator, Johan Martin, who's in Korea right now for a special service, Busan, actually we have 6 veterans over there too. She has put a motion in the government to have a Korean War Day, which is great.
You know, it's hard for students of this generation. I think even my generation growing up, we were not directly impacted by the war. We benefit from what you gentlemen did in the war, but we weren't directly impacted. Students today really aren't. So what do you tell them? What do they want to remember about the war? What do they need to remember about the wars?
When I go into school and talk, I'll talk for about 15, 20 minutes and then they ask questions. Most successful. They want to know things that have happened. And of course, over the years, our veterans never did say too much. But I find it good, and the students like it.
Your interaction with the students is obviously benefiting this generation, but what are you getting out of it?
Well, I always like to help the youth, and we're pleased that they are willing to listen and ask questions. That's how I basically feel, and we're available anytime. I work through the Memory Project, and I've been doing this for 9 years, and I find it very rewarding.
Sir, I'm looking at your chest, and it is just emblazoned with medals. Can you tell us a bit about your war experience and what led you to get those medals?
Well, these medals, of course, are Korean War medals, the UN medal, and the Volunteer Service medal, the Queen's Golden Jubilee, and the latest one, the silver medal. And these, of course, are Korean Association medals. And I have the highest award that the Korea veterans hand out. It's for the involvement I've had for over 25 years.
Well, sir, we appreciate your service and your time and your dedication to this cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Douglas Finney in our Toronto studios today, folks. And a reminder, we'll have live coverage of the Remembrance Day ceremony from Ottawa tomorrow. That starts at 11 a.m. Eastern. Be sure to tune in here to Sun News Network.